Hey, good to see you. Have you ever heard the saying, new levels, new devils, or greater levels, greater devils? I'm not a big fan of that saying. And the reason why is that I think that it frames out negative expectations that don't necessarily need to be there. I've had conversations with people that are like, whenever I say yes to the Lord, whenever I do something new, the enemy comes and he just tries to take me out. And so there's so much fear around doing anything new. There's so much fear for so many people around saying yes to the Lord because last time you said yes to the Lord, it was like the enemy was right there ready to hit you in the knees with a baseball bat. So this will be a short video. I'm calling it Portal Battles. And really, this is a bit of an update for everybody that has signed up for Portals University because I'm changing a couple of things and then not changing other things. So we are supposed to be closing enrollment for Portals University tomorrow. Also, I'm supposed to be doing a video tonight in our closed Facebook group on the Kundalini spirit and that whole thing. I am not going to be on our Portals group tonight doing that because of some of the things that we've been facing this week. And so I'm going to give you an update on what that looks like here in just a quick second. So I have noticed that just before I'm taking new ground, there tends to be a lot of resistance, okay? And this is where I think the sentence comes with new levels, with greater levels come greater devils, okay? I don't necessarily believe that this is like a game of Mario and that you don't get to go to level 2 until you beat the principality of level 1. Okay, I don't necessarily think that life is like that. I don't think that biblically you can build a case for that. But what I think is happening is that people feel a great amount of resistance just prior to breakthrough. And so I want to explain what I think is happening there. I don't think that with the new opportunity is a demon that you have to slay in order to come into that opportunity. What I think is happening is that the enemy comes to do his dastardly best to discourage us just prior to breakthrough. Because sometimes I think that the enemy knows our destiny better than we do. Here is where I think a lot of times we don't have a realistic expectation for the battle that we're coming into. It's like we've got our eyes on the prize, we've got our eyes on this incredible outcome, but sometimes I don't think we realize that the enemy's going to do everything that he can to discourage us and to get us to quit, to get us to back off just prior to coming into a massive breakthrough. We talk about this in Portals University, and this is one of the reasons why I love Portals University is that because when I carved out Portals University, I was actually stepping into a level of acceleration and momentum that I'd never actually experienced in my life before. And that was getting an opportunity to getting a publishing deal to write a book, writing the scripts for 14 shows for Making Light of It, launching Portals University, which is a 7-month curriculum, right? With about 60, I believe it's over 60 videos. That's a part of Portals University. On top of that, teaching 2 different sermon series at our church at Seattle Revival Center. So there's a tremendous workload, which I'm not afraid of work, but what I wasn't prepared for was I wasn't actually prepared for the resistance associated with this acceleration and momentum. And I actually got to live this on Portals University. You'll get to experience this as a very transparent about stepping into one of the greatest seasons of acceleration and momentum that I've ever faced, and not being prepared for the resistance and using that as a teaching opportunity to prepare you for the resistance associated with stepping into unprecedented momentum as you're learning to steward these open windows of opportunity, these adventures with Jesus. Reason why I bring this up is that I'm experiencing that same thing right now. So is our team, the people that I'm doing life with. We are experiencing incredible momentum, incredible acceleration. The Lord is doing so much, and yet with that, there is a tremendous amount of resistance, okay, that we are facing. And that's what brings us to even this week. We've been walking through, I've been walking through, our church has been walking through a family that we love so much, that is the Kubiskis, and a lifelong friend. As far back as I can remember, Michael Kubiski has just always been there. Our dads literally built this church together. Our dads would do construction together, and Michael and I would be running around the church playing. And so he's just always been there as far back as I can remember. On Sunday night of this last week, he and his family were in a very, very serious car crash. And I found out about it the next morning. And Michael's wife actually went. It was such a serious crash that when the truck hit him from behind, Michael's wife Heather actually immediately went to be with the Lord, and his daughter Lily. They were able to resuscitate her. They put her on life support, but her heart was just beating very, very faintly. And last night, shortly after midnight, the hospital called Pastor Gail and myself and asked if we would go to the hospital and share this news with Michael. And so that's what we did. We got there shortly after midnight and just said to Michael, "Hey, buddy, Lily has just went to be with Jesus." And so we took him downstairs, and he got to say his goodbyes to Lily. And so this has been a very intense week. And I have to say, I've just seen the grace of God all over this week, and I could go on and on and on with all the incredible testimonies that we've seen this week. With all that being said, a lot of the activities that I wanted to do for Portals University this week have been somewhat delayed, and because of that, we're going to be doing an extra 7 days of enrollment for Portals University to give me the kind of time to provide some of these opportunities to learn more about what we're doing. Some of these things that I had planned for this week that I wasn't able to actually kind of roll out, will be rolling out next week. With that being said, Portals University will still be starting on Monday, September 11th. So for everybody that has already signed up, that first module is still going to be starting on Monday. So when you wake up on Monday morning, you're going to have an email, and it's going to have the link that you need, and you're going to be able to get started. Now, we have quite a few people that have actually opted in. They've already signed up for that just the first module, which it's free of charge. And so you have already signed up for that first module. You already got it. You've already went through it. Great. Awesome. Get through it. Pray about if you're going to do the full 7-month school course, okay? And because that following week, the next module opens up, and that's where we really get started. So we've got a grace period of a week built into this already, which is good. And that gives us an extra week to do some of these things that we wanted to do, just to give also some more people opportunities to learn more about what we're doing before deciding if they're going to move forward. I will be posting on my social a letter going into more detail about what we've been walking through this week with the Kubiski family. And so I'm going to be providing you with more details that perhaps you're wondering about. Also, perhaps you want to help the family. And so the details will be on my Facebook here in just a moment. I'm going to post that. Let me just say that, in my opinion, despite the trauma and the the shock that Michael and Jaden and their family have been in. I am so amazed at how well Michael and his son and their family are doing. They are talking, they are praying together, they are supporting each other. Our church family has just been absolutely incredible all day long. We have people from the church that have been stopping in and praying with Michael, praying with Lily. So many of our team, so many families, friends were stopping by the hospital to pray with Lily, to say, Lily, wake up, So it's been a tragic week. It's been a radically tragic week, and yet the glory of God has been so faithful. And this is just one of many battles that we're walking through this week. And yet I'm not discouraged, and I don't discern the resistance as though we've done something wrong or that we've missed God. And that's where I wanted to get on here and just encourage you, that you would have courage added to you, that you would know that when you face the resistance, don't take that as a sign that God is punishing you or that you need to back off, okay? Know that just prior to the most insane kingdom opportunities, that just prior to the most significant breakthroughs that you ever experience, that is when you will face the most significant resistance. Because the devil's a thief, he's a liar, he'll do everything possible to discourage you, to get you to give up, knowing that the majority of people give up just inches prior to summiting that mountain and stepping over the threshold into unprecedented victory and momentum. So don't quit. Don't give up. Don't think that God is punishing you. The resistance is a good sign that you are closer than you've ever been to radical victory, radical momentum. And also, just real quick, if you're praying about Portals University, we're going to give you till next Thursday. So we're moving out enrollment by 1 week. Everybody who is in Portals University, get through that first module, because once we get that second module, that's when we pass the point of no return. I mean, that's when we actually dive right in to doing an assessment of all the areas of our life, discerning. We identify 1 to 3 portals that we're going to begin diving into with the Holy Spirit to begin carving out a place of momentum and acceleration. So that's what we do right off the bat. So it's going to get wonderfully intense. And consider this an invitation to enroll. And here's what I want to say. I promise you, this will be the most wonderfully intense discipleship dynamic that you've ever experienced, and you're going to be blown away that it's happening online. That's what I'd love to say, but I can't guarantee that. I know that some of you have been in some wonderfully intense and fruitful discipleship dynamics. But I would love to make that promise because I so believe in Portals University and what we're doing. So if you haven't enrolled yet, do it now, okay? Get in there, start going through the bonus stuff, get that first week done, and then next Wednesday night, we will be talking about the Kundalini spirit, but that'll be only for Portals University students. That will be in our closed Facebook group. Yes, it will be recorded, so replays will be available in a non-Facebook environment for those of you that are not on Facebook. And I am so excited to wrap up 2023, to get you ready for 2024, and to get you ready for the resistance and for the breakthrough that King Jesus has in store for you. I love you guys. Blessings.